Hey guys, it's me again. Just that guy that loves his Chevy Trax. So today at work, a technician was in working on one of our systems, and on his break, he came over to me and he goes, "Hey, is that yours?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I thought you were a Ford guy. I said, "Well, and I told him the story, what happened. And he goes, "So that's the new Chevy Trax." Now, this is the first person that I've met that actually was familiar with the new Chevy Trax. Because up until a little while before I actually bought it, I didn't know there was a new Chevy Trax myself. But so this fella, him and his wife are actually thinking about buying a Trax. And so he said the magic words, "What do you think of it?" So I told him. And just like I've told all of you guys, I told him, I said, this is the best entry level or low cost or best under $30,000 car on the market, in my humble opinion. And we were talking, and then, I realized that price-wise, this is right in the Ford Maverick territory. Not the same form factor, but for some people, the same function of an entry-level useful four-door vehicle. The Maverick obviously having 4 doors and a useful pickup bed, and this having 4 doors and a useful station wagon hatch. Now, sure, the Maverick can come with 250 horsepower or the hybrid, and it has the option of an all-wheel drive. But when you're at the base end of the Maverick, it starts at the high end of this, So I'll give an example. When everything went bad this winter with my Ford dealership, one of the sticking points was, they said, well, rather than wait the 2 months for your car to be fixed, why don't you just trade it in and we'll sell you a new car? Well, the new car I wanted was the Ford Maverick XLT hybrid that they had and this is a front-wheel drive vehicle that they had in stock. Okay, that's actually a comparable vehicle to this, other than the hybrid, meaning that that vehicle was $27,995 and this vehicle is $28,000. But of course, Ford dealers kept on fucking around, and Ford can't get the batteries for the hybrid, so now they're offering non-hybrid, 250 horsepower, front-wheel drive. That's like now the base engine. So of course now the Maverick is $31,000, and that's before you get anything like leather. So this is $28,000 after you've gotten everything, after you've gotten the leather and the moonroof, and the dual screens and the 19-inch wheels. So, so I was talking to him, and I said, this is where the Maverick was supposed to be, price-wise, position-wise, except for the pickup truck. This is comparable to a Kia Soul and other. And like I said, at the same time, when I got this, 2 co-workers, Barbara and Marco, each got a Kia Soul. Very, very nice, but not quite as nice as this. And that's a box on wheels. A Kia Soul's there, the interiors aren't bad, but I mean, from the exterior, they are a refrigerator box on wheels. This is a sporty wagon, and he goes, "Wow, SUV." And I said, "Well, I don't really think of it as a SUV. Yes, it's got 7 inches of ground clearance, and with good tires and with careful planning, one can get through the winter in a vehicle like this. Unless you're like an emergency responder and have to be in when the plows haven't been out. Yeah, no, you can dig yourself out and get this on the road. This is not going to be a problem. And then in the summertime and everything, it's lots of fun. So 30 miles to the gallon, you can get anywhere you need to go. And I mean, one of my commenters said, "Hey, we were able to get a 65-inch flat screen TV in the back of this." Wow. Okay, just fold the seats down. I hadn't thought about that. I was able to get a 55 in the Escape. I could probably get a 55 in the, yeah. So yeah, before I ramble on too much, just an update. So no glitching anymore. The miles per gallon, like I said, is settling out right around 30 for an actual average. So we're right there. I mean, I've seen the good gas mileage on weird trips like that 38. I'm going to be taking it on its first road trip up to Cape Cod at the end of the month. And that's going to be a real telling trip, because that'll be, you know, a 5-hour drive. How comfortable is this for 5 hours? It'll be an economy. You know, what kind of gas mileage you'll get on a 5-hour drive. So it'll be a great test run for the vehicle. So if anybody's on the fence about this, and again, Ethan said to me, hey, you know, with the strike, are these going to be hard to come by? And I said, no. These are, as fast as they can get them off the ships, they'll get them in the dealerships. And if you look at YouTube, they're popping up, and you know, dealers are getting 10 of them. It's not as if there's just one of them. So do not accept any games. You know, a $1,200 document fee. Here's a document. F you. I'm going to the next dealership. Ridiculous paint stripe markups? No, I just want the car as it comes to the factory. I don't want your Z-Bart rust proofing. I don't want your tape stripes or your etched glass. Remember that when you're going to buy a car. Honestly, just, yeah, I bought the Escape. I used TrueCar. Go to TrueCar, you know, or just shop around. And remember, there is a Buick version of this, the Invista. And the Invista is very nice. I happen to like the dash, and I like everything about this better than the Invista. The Invista is also about a month behind the Trax in rollout. I don't know why, but I mean, I'm starting to see them finally pop up. Meanwhile, the Trax has been out for 2 months. So I just can't say enough good about this car. Go out and test drive one. And yes, I'm sure they'll end up in rental fleets. But you know what? So what? You know, people need to rent a decent car too. The whole reason I bought this is actually, I joke, I rented a Chevy Sonic or whatever in December for a week. And I didn't like the dashboard, and the interior was small and cramped, but the rest of the driving dynamics were pretty good. Well, you know what? This is better than that, and a better interior. And yeah, if that little POS could, this is a much nicer car. You know, just an honest, happy owner review. Thanks. See you soon.